From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. Hey yo, heart of a villain beats hard in the centrifuge. Bearded BP, 100 interviews. All it takes is 2 mics and 1 line. This is Bearded Villains podcast worldwide. Driving cross countries, getting ball tires. Fam across ponds, always inspired. Chapters connect, and then it's on fire. Check your phone, cause BV is like a live wire. They said that we couldn't do it and that another could. Never underestimate the power of brotherhood. Every bro, every chapter, every caption. Heart of a villain, bro, lights, camera, action. Action, action, action. Let's go. BP. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. Hey yo, heart of a villain beats hard in the centrifuge. Bearded BP, 100 interviews. All it takes is 2 mics and 1 line. This is Bearded Villains podcast worldwide. Driving cross countries, getting ball tires.
Hey! Apparently I was muted there for the first however many seconds. But hey, that's been fixed now. So let's start over and I will hey, welcome. This is what happens when I mute myself at the very beginning so that you don't hear me when the music's playing in the background. But hey, now you should be hearing me. Now you should be hearing me. I see on the comment section, everybody's like, no sound, no sound, no sound. Thank you for alerting me that there was no sound, Judge. But hey, now we're back. Thank you for being here. It is Thursday. This is all the stuff that you didn't hear that I've already said once before. Hello and welcome to the Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the Bearded Villains Worldwide Brotherhood. It is October 19th, and it is a Thursday night. We are here 2/3 of the way through October. Man, we are flying along, and this is episode 196. 196. Oof, man. As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by all the people that said they couldn't hear me. This is a fun episode for me because we get to talk, I get to talk, rather, about our event. Here in Northern Indiana. So in just a little bit, I'll be bringing in my co-captain who is over at a cigar bar over in Maryville, Indiana tonight with a few other people hanging out with like kind of a pre-party situation going on over there. And I'll be bringing Ed, my co-cap, in. We're going to be chit-chatting, rapping back and forth, talking about our event. Talking about all the excitement and the planning and the fun stuff. So I'll be bringing him in just a little bit. But man, guys, this is boy. Let me just say first off, mad congratulations to the Queen City boys, to the Queen City guys on an awesome running of ECM. I was not present at the East Coast meet this year, but I did see a bunch of pictures, and I've heard from a lot of people that it was a great time, and raised some good money and had just a blast. And a lot of people, I've seen the comments coming through, and a lot of people were just relieved. A lot of people were just, relieved to be able to share in that brotherhood time that they had missed, in some cases for several months for some people, it seemed like. So ECM is always a great time. Little bummed that I wasn't able to make it this year, but hey, it's because, you know why? It's because Queen City moved the date. Yes, it's because they had to move the date to where they did this year. If it wasn't the week before our event, then I probably would have been able to go. But we'll see how things go for East Coast Meet next year and other stuff. So, but hey, guys, it is October 19th. And in 2 days here in Northern Indiana, we will be celebrating the 3rd annual Return of Ezra Crow. Return of Ezra Crow. It is our annual Halloween costume contest, beard competition, and this year a tattoo contest as well. We're going to get into all the details on all that stuff here in just a little bit. But like I said, I wanted to also acknowledge a couple of things. I wanted to acknowledge that this is a busy, busy weekend here in the States. And I think there might be something else going on outside the States with another chapter, but I think I'm just kind of glanced across seeing it. If there's something else going on, I do apologize. Outside of the U.S. In BV land, I didn't know. I just, like I said, I think I came across something. But here in the States, anyway, we've got 3 different events. You've heard me talking about them. Last week, we talked with a brother from over in Phoenix with the Phoenix Villains, talking about their awesome event. Talking about Curl. And they're going to be having the All Villains Eve going on in Mesa, Arizona, actually, at Harley Davidson dealership there. Remember, that's the one where they're going to be doing wrestling, professional wrestling. Very, very cool. And then also, of course, this same weekend is the 7th anniversary for Mississippi. They're going to have a beard competition in Biloxi, and they're going to have the traveling gnome is going to be a prize to be captured by the, I think it's the most attended chapter or organization that's there. So, yeah. And unfortunately, and I'll just say this, if in case anybody asks or in case anybody wonders or thinks that I was trying to purposely, keep them at a distance, I had a bunch of trouble connecting with schedule wise with anybody from the Mississippi's event this weekend, and we've been talking for a couple weeks, and they reached back out, or I reached out to them most recently about a week ago to try and schedule something, and I hadn't heard back until just yesterday when I reached back out and said, "Hey, did we not want to do something?" And they were so busy planning for their event, they just didn't have time. So that's great, that's fine, but it's not going to stop me from mentioning it and promoting it here. So if you're down in Mississippi and anywhere near Biloxi this weekend, and you can't make the trip all the way up here to Northern Indiana because that's a good distance from there. Hit up the Mississippi anniversary bash that they got going on down there, beard competition, all sorts of good stuff, raising some good money for charitable purposes and all that good stuff. So I want to give, before Ed comes in here, I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's here live with us. Of course, our normal first viewer that's usually here hanging out with us. He's probably asleep tonight because he's prepping to come here tomorrow, all the way from England, along with Bulldog. So Rababa, I do not see him in our comments section. I don't see him here yet, but Rababa is probably, like I said, sleeping with not like beside Bulldog, but they're probably getting their rest. Because they're heading out in just a handful of hours to fly over here stateside to come join us for Return of Ezra Crow. So that's going to be a blast. But like I said, let's give a shout out to those who are here with us. Buddy is hanging out with us here tonight. Hey, Buddy, how you doing? Mr. Brian Dahlstrom is here. There's Buddy. Evening, guys. Mr. Dahlstrom, hey, buddy, how you doing? Brian's from our chapter. I refer to him as the Wizard. He has a very wizardly appearance. Wayne, Mr. One Feather. Hello there, everyone. How you doing? Get well soon, Wayne. Get well soon. You will be missed. Wish you could come over this weekend, but we completely understand. Got to do your own thing, man. You got to get what needs fixed. Get fixed for sure. Leatherworks jacked up. Love it. Good to see you. Good to see you, Dan. Hanging out with us here also. Hola, gents. Dan, fresh off of that fun meet over there at ECM. Says it kind of wiped him out. I heard that from several people. Joker, what's up, buddy? Hanging out with us as well. Mike's also here. Well, hello there. It's like he just found us. Well, hello there. Mr. Shifty, what's up, fellas? multiple exclamation points because he's super excited. He's even followed it up. Who's ready for Ezra Crow this weekend? Yes, I am 100% ready to go. Block, of course, is hanging out with us too. Block is critical of my music choices at the beginning, it sounds like. Sorry about that. Block, wish you could come over this weekend. It would have been a blast to hang out with you again and see you here as well. Let's see who else. I think we got Mars. I don't know where Mars is in the world. If he's just watching live as they drive in, or if he's made it down to his stopping point for the night. Not quite sure. Curious if you've landed, quote unquote, landed for the day. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Good to see you here as well. Let's see who else. Everybody, now I'm going through the messages where everybody's telling me I had no sound. That's always fun. Schmurger Chef. What's up, buddy? Evening, brothers. How you doing? Mr. Forge. What's up, Matt? Hanging out with us also. All right, man. So this weekend, as I said, is Return of Ezra Crow here in Northern Indiana. It is our annual, now third annual Halloween costume contest, beard competition. And this year we're adding in a tattoo contest of sorts. It's a multiple tattoo contest of sorts, really. There's several categories, lots of fun. We've got raffles. We got all sorts of prizes. We got games to play. It's going to be one of those events where you will not be wanting for anything. Your head will be on a swivel. You'll have stuff to look at, stuff to watch, stuff to buy, stuff to throw in tickets for all night long. It's going to be a great time. The buzz from all the people that are planning on coming this year has been palpable for sure. So I want to bring in with you the co-captain of my chapter here in Northern Indiana, the chapter I am blessed to be a part of. We have some great brothers who have been working their butts off ready for this event. Hey, welcome in, Ed. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, BP? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm out at one of our sponsors, Karma Cigar Bar, right now. So we're having a good time here.
Yeah. You found a way to make me jealous on a night when I'm having to do the podcast. I know it's honestly, you'd much rather be there than seated over here beside me on the couch for sure.
Well, that's a given, yeah.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to enjoy it.
They got Drew Estates here tonight with some really good cigars. So yeah, we're having a good time.
Okay, well then you can go ahead and grab me one of those if you want. I'll enjoy that tomorrow then.
Photobombed here in a minute. So yeah, there's.
Hey Tim, how you doing?
What's up?
You got anybody else over there with you as well?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people. Let me take you over. We'll make sure. I moved over here so we could be a little quieter.
Okay, well you can go back there and be quiet.
We got liquor flowing. So we got some folks over there having a good time.
All right.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, so let's I guess this is a weird thing because anything that I would normally ask you or ask a guest about an event, I already know the answers to. So I guess I'll just take it from the side of what in your mind, because I know we've bounced ideas off each other for months and months and months, and I know that we've had our own conversations about stress levels and all this other stuff that come with any time you're making one of these events up. But can you just talk for a second for the viewers anyway? It's not so much for my edification, but for the viewers about what has been like, if there is any kind of a stressful struggle or something like that that's kind of hit home with you this year for this event. Any kind of thing that kind of surprised you or has made it a little bit more interesting for you as far as in the planning stages?
I think this year being our third year, the thing that hit home for me the hardest, and this is something you're going to be familiar with because let's face it, me and you go around this whole world together. We go to a lot of events, we travel a lot, we try to support all the other chapters, and each chapter we go to does something amazing. And we try to take what we can from those events, add them to ours, and trying to make sure that we're always staying on top of things, that we're going to provide people with an event. That's what we want. We want an event. We don't want just a beard comp. We don't want, just a hangout. We want to have an event. We want something people are going to remember and enjoy.
Yeah, that's been something that I know you and I have talked about at length from day one. Really, it was, and it's grown quite a bit just in the last 2 years from what it was for the first year. But we've always said we want this truly. We keep using that word event. We don't want to. I mean, it's like a show. It's a performance. We look at it that way rather than just come do a beard comp and give us a little bit of your money, because everybody that's been done so many times before, and you can feel it. I mean, you can feel when you go to these events, and you don't want to call anybody out, and we never would, but everybody's been in the last, no matter how many years you've been in BV, everybody's been to an event or two where the energy level just felt a little bit low. It wasn't, and it a lot of times it's not even because of the number of people that are there. It's because, sometimes we get in a rut and it's easy to just kind of phone it in and say, here we are, we're just going to do a beard comp thing. And then you look around the room and everybody's just kind of ho hum looking around. You can just tell they look like they're bored. And from day one, we've kind of always said we wanted to avoid that at all costs.
I've always looked at it like the least favorite thing about any event I go to is usually the beard comp. I'm just, I compete regularly, but it's not the thing I look forward to the most. What I look forward to the most is hanging out with my brothers that I don't get to see every day, and trying to do those neat things that, you can only do when you're out of town, or, when someone else is hosting something where you get to see their world. And that's really what we want to do. We want to invite people into our world and let them come hang out with us. Make sure to remind them they're family, no matter how far they're coming from. And, that we're going to try to do everything we can to make sure you have the time of your life.
Every time I hear that, I feel like I need to hear the song from Dirty Dancing kick in, the time of your life. It's one of those weird things. But yeah,
Of the two of us, you're the performer. So if that's going to happen, you're the one that's going to make it happen, not me.
Oh, I thought you were going to come running at me and I was going to do the lift for you.
Oh, sure. I want to get dropped on my head. Sure.
Okay, we won't try that. But yeah, it's funny because we have those conversations, and because you and I have traveled to so many different events together to try and represent our chapter. And big shout out to the World Tour T-shirt here that I'm wearing, the Ezra Crow World Tour T-shirt, because just as a quick reminder, it is available on our website, bvnorthernindiana.org. But the reason, one of the cool transitional reasons. Sorry,
a little shameless plug there.
Of course. But one of the things that one of the kind of a cool tie-ins with this show, or with this shirt that we do, is that we like to try and support, obviously, those who support us. But we know that there's reasons why other chapters can't send lots of different people to lots of different things, but we still want to go out there and do our thing. And so we go out and we'll go to other chapters, and then we call it a World Tour T-shirt because we list on the back, just like the concert T-shirts do, the cities that we've been in to represent our chapter, represent Ezra Crow. And it's just been one of those fun things that over the last several years, like you said, we've been able to see, oh, we really like this part of this event. Oh, we really like the way they did this. We really like the way they did this. And we've been able to transition a little bit. Each year we've added a little something, changed a little something. And I think that's one of the best things that you can do, is to not just sit back and rest on what you've done in the past. That's the quickest way to make your event really dull. And we are not, by any means, I don't mean to make it sound like we know what we're doing more than anybody, because we sure as hell don't.
We have no idea what we're doing.
So. No, we learn year to year, just like everybody else does. And there's things that we did last year that we came back after, we have our after action debriefing, or whatever you call it. And, we sit back and we go, yeah, that was dumb. We shouldn't have done that. that didn't work. And, and sometimes we try again with the same thing, thinking it might do a little different. We'll see. But that's one of those things that I love going to other events because you pick up little things that some other organization or some other chapter's doing, and you're like, "Yep, we're going to steal that." We love that.
Yeah, absolutely. This year, I can honestly say at our event this year, sorry, I'm watching what's going on over here. At our event this year, if you can't find something that's going to entertain you, there's something wrong. We've got a little bit of something for everybody. So the theme this year is a carnival, a haunted carnival. We've got just some amazing stuff that's going to be happening. We've got carnival games. We've got the beard comp. We've got a tattoo competition this year for the first time with 3 divisions: men's, women's, and worst tattoo, which I'm sure me and BP will talk about a little bit. We've got our annual costume contest. We've got a magic show. We've got all the raffles you normally have. We have some auction items. We've got some new merch for those guys that are out there. There is something for everyone at this event. I like to think that, we dotted our I's and crossed our T's. We'll find out exactly how wrong we were on Saturday. But we're going to do our best to think we're ready to go and we're fully prepared. And I promise you, whatever goes wrong, you won't know because we won't tell you. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. Everyone's going to have a good time. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, talking a little bit about the tattoo contest. Now, I know we had, we went around and around a little bit about that, how we wanted to do that. But can you talk just for a second about and let everybody know what they can expect from the tattoo contest part of things?
The tattoo contest, we're going to be having myself as a former tattoo artist and Jake from BBC. He's going to come in and be another judge for us. He's an active tattoo artist at J Dragon Tattoo. We've also got the judges for the contests, for the beard comp and the costume contest. They'll be basically being your man on the street judges who know what they like. Jake and I will probably judge from a more technical standpoint, meaning how's the outline look, how's the shading look, how's the tattoo lasted over time. Whereas most of the judges are going to be like, I like that. That's what I'm going to vote for. So, really just depends on what they're into. It's probably where their votes are going to go. If you got somebody that's into really creepy art, they're going to like the skulls. If you've got somebody who likes, animation, they're going to like the cartoon style. Um, really, you're going to have people that are into just American traditional because that's the art style they like. And like I said, I think we're going to have a very well-rounded panel. Um, you're not going to be judged solely on how technically accurate it is. So if you've got a tattoo that was done in someone's basement, but you love it and you think it's the greatest tattoo ever, there's a good chance you're going to win because some of the judges are going to agree with that because they have no idea what a scratchy tattoo looks like and what a great tattoo looks like from a technical standpoint. So again, it's going to be unique. It's going to be fun, and hopefully, we're going to raise a lot of money for Ronald McDonald House charities.
Yeah, and one of the things I love about the tattoo contest part of it is it's it's very, very inexpensive to take part in that part of it. It's an additional fee that we've set up, additional to your entry and your competition fee that you automatically get with, with coming in for your entry fee. So for those that don't know, your entry fee is included with your beard comp fee and your costume contest fee. So if you want to take part in those, you're automatically entered. You just have to register put your name down on the form, but that comes with your entry fee. But if you want to take part in the tattoo contest, it's only $5 per tattoo, and you can enter as many tattoos as you'd like. So if you have 5 tattoos that you want judged, you can do $25 and you get all 5 tattoos judged.
Yeah, it's like I don't know anybody else that's been doing this, so I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, and one of the things that we're going to this is maybe I'm speaking of putting the cart before the horse a little bit here, but we have this plan, right? And I'll lay it out here now, and then we'll find out on Monday if we were successful. Next week we'll come back and find out if we were successful in this plan. But the idea here is that while the tattoo contest is going on, because if somebody is showing tattoos to the judges, you would think in a room full of people, it would be difficult for everybody to see this tattoo, right? That's true. But what we plan to do is to have a huge overhead monitor going on where on a projected image and a big screen, we have a camera that will be up close looking at the tattoo. So everybody in attendance, no matter where you're seated, will be able to see the tattoos that are being judged in full high def. So that's a kind of a cool little aspect of it too, so that no matter where you're seated, you'll be able to see this stuff. It's not one of those things where, okay, the tattoo contest is going on and you can't see because you're 20 or 30 feet back. That won't matter where you're seated. So we're excited about that part of it, and maybe to see some audience participation too. You'll hear what I'm really excited about is the worst tattoo contest part. I've already been told by a couple of people that they plan to enter in 3 or 4 or 5 worst tattoos because they have so many that they think are potentially winners for that. So, like I said, $5 a piece, and it all goes to the Ronald McDonald House. It's going to be a great time. But I'm looking forward to when people are sharing their bad tattoos, hearing all the grunts and groans from people in the audience. Yeah, that's terrible. That's really bad.
Yeah, I've heard some stories. I've already had people like, I won, I've got this in the bag. And I'm like, I worked in some street shops, man. I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen some bad tattoos in my day. So we'll see what comes across. I mean, there's been more than once somebody's come in and said, hey, can you cover this? And I've said, how do you feel about bowling balls? Because that's the only thing I'm covering that with.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens. Jake, like I said, Jake from BBC is one of the judges. He's also donated a cover-up tattoo to the very worst tattoo. So if you win worst tattoo, you will be able to go to Jake to get a cover-up, which I think is an amazing prize.
Yeah, that's a really cool prize. Now, somebody asked me the other day, well, what if they don't want to get it covered up? Okay, fine. If you win and you still like it and you want to keep it, then that's fine. But that's one of the cool avenues that you can go with this is that if you win worst tattoo, it goes along with now. There's a caveat to that as well. If you go in thinking that you have a back piece that is the worst tattoo, it might very well be the worst back piece anybody's ever seen. But that unfortunately won't be something that can be designated as the winner for that category because of course he's not going to blacken out your whole back.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be within reason. Obviously, we're looking for a normal size tattoo. Like BP said, if you're going to tell me, well, this whole chest piece is busted, okay, it might be, but that's probably something that wasn't done, with an Amazon tattoo machine or worse, by a 12-year-old, in 8th grade. So, and believe me, those tattoos are walking around out there. I've seen it. It's terrifying. The fact that, oh, they didn't even have a stencil. I just let them draw on me. And they've been tattooing for 2 weeks. Oh, awesome. Yeah, you totally should let them cover you with that. But so these are the things I'm looking forward to. It's all in good fun. Let's face it, if you have bad tattoos, and I have some bad tattoos, my thighs are mostly covered by apprentices. Um, I love my tattoos though, so I'm not going to be saying these are the worst because I love the memories that went along with those tattoos. Um, so I would never want one of those covered up. But I don't want them fixed either because I've had people come back and say, "Oh, I did that, 10 years ago. I want to fix that. I'm so much better now." No, I want this tattoo. This tattoo matters to me. So again, it's all going to be subjective. Um, just you might be like, "Well, this is bad because of this," and the judges might say you're right, but it's not the worst. So it is subjective. It is art, and people find beauty in art. Even if you don't like it, someone else might. So take that for what it is. Um, and we're going to have a good time with it. The same
Yeah.
applies to the women's best and the men's best. Again, it's subjective. You might think you have the best tattoo walking. I think I have several of the best tattoos walking, and I'm probably wrong, and that's fine. But to me, they're the best tattoo. So, again, art is always subjective.
Yeah. Well, in addition to the tattoo contest that we have, one of the other cool features, and I got to give a shout out where we got to give credit where credit's due. One of the things that we've seen the last 2 years really, and we saw it for the first time last year up at Beards for Bucko, was they came around with this idea that they were going to have all sorts of different games for people to play. And one of the things that they did, if you've never been to Beards for Bucko, I tell you, you got to go. It's fun. They have all sorts of games for you to play each year. One year, the one that they've had for both the last 2 years for sure was axe throwing. And if you do if you accumulate a certain number of either points or whatever it is for their game, then you can earn further things through their game system, depending on what they want to do. They've done in the last couple of years, they've earned patches, and they do it kind of like scouts. And if you earn all your patches, you get something else, and it's a really fun time. And it's something that just really invigorates the energy into an event. We thought it was a really cool idea, and so we've been tossing around a way that how can we incorporate some part of that but do it in our own little way and put our own spin on it. And so this year, what we decided to do is we have 4 different what we call carnival games, and those carnival games have been designed by our guys. And we kind of tried to figure out. We brainstormed what can we do, what kind of games can we do that are something that are not too difficult but fun to do and people would really enjoy. So, Ed, do you want to talk about the carnival games?
I do, but you're going to pronounce the buckets one because you pronounce it so much better than I do. Um, so we've got it. We have a dart game, which is going to be we're going to be throwing some darts at some scary clowns. You want to hit the nose. We have a shooting game where you're going to be using a Nerf popper to black out the teeth on a clown or knock out the teeth on a clown. We have basically a version of beer pong. For those out there that are very good at beer pong or very bad at it, you're going to be able to play that competitively. And then there's a fourth game, but like I said, BP, I'll let you pronounce that one.
That one is it's kind of modeled off our own version of the old Bozo Buckets, the Bozo's Grand Prize game. And we're calling it Scary Buckets. It's a Scary Buckets game, and it's going to be awesome. So you have a chance to play these
Now,
4 games.
now
Go ahead.
keep in mind, we've taken those games and they sound pretty straightforward. Well, obviously, we wouldn't be us if we didn't put a twist on that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a little differences. I'll give you an example on scary buckets. So normally you've got a straight row of buckets. Some of them are like this, some of them are like this, some of them are turned. So they're at different levels. So it's going to be a little more challenging, but a lot more fun, especially once people have had a few drinks to watch them play these games.
Yeah, that's something we didn't factor in, but it'll be fun to see as the evening goes on, watching people go back and play.
I'll
Uh,
be sober, and I promise I'm going to have a great time watching it. So yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah. So, talk for a minute because I could talk all day long about this stuff, but since you're my interview guest for the night, talk for a second and tell everybody how they can play these games and what the benefit is for them to play these games. So, obviously, it's not just a situation where you just walk up and play because it's a fundraising event, obviously for Ronald McDonald House. So, but we've incorporated a way to play these games, and then also there's a benefit to playing these games as the night goes on.
So the way the game is going to work is everyone can purchase game tickets. Now that's going to come the first time you buy it. It's going to come with tickets for every game, and then you go through and you play. Now, depending on how you score, you'll then bring those tickets back to us, and we will give you special tickets, which go for our giant raffle prizes. Now, we have big screen TVs. We have an electric guitar donated by Sweetwater, a professional guitar. We have a Michael Kors purse for the ladies, valued at around $480. Um, and we have, I believe, some Beats headphones for you studio music guys out there. So we've got some truly high-end prizes for that, just like you'd have at a carnival, where if you get the highest score, you can shoot for that big screen TV. Well, when you win these games, you're going to get tickets that you can add in for those prizes to try to win.
All right. So as you may be thinking, what we typically do at these events is there's a raffle and usually a live auction, and we're going to have both of those. We have a standard raffle where you'll be able to purchase a raffle sheet. This is something else that we found. We've actually come across, and we're stealing this idea from a few different clubs that have done this before. We've seen traditionally when you go to a lot of the BV events, you buy your raffle tickets either individually or by an arm length or something else, or 25 for $20 or something like that. But it's usually this big long string of tickets. And anybody that's ever bought a big long string of tickets before and is trying to match up their numbers, you realize what kind of a pain that is. And so going to a couple of different events, one event that Ed went to earlier in the year, and then one that I went to later in the year, we found that there are these things out there that are raffle ticket sheets. And
Yes.
we decided we needed to take advantage of this and make things much easier on not only us, but also on the participants as well.
Right. So being able to have multiple tickets, but all of those tickets have one number that you need to keep track of, makes life so much easier. If you're going to drop 10 tickets rather than keeping, or 20 or 50 or whatever, however many tickets you're going to buy, buying a sheet means I don't remember exactly how many tickets are on each sheet, but having a sheet where you only have to track one number, but you get multiple tickets from it, just makes your life so much easier.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. So there are 25 tickets on a sheet that you pull off, and you get a sheet and you get to pull off as many tickets and put them wherever you want to. But then there's a master ticket that's on this sheet. That's the only number you got to keep in mind. So every one of your tickets has the exact same number on it for that sheet. And so if you're dollying out things, all you need to remember is this one number. So if you only buy one ticket, one sheet of tickets for $20, if you get multiple prizes, each time you win in the raffle, it's going to be the same number. So you only have to remember that one number. If you buy two raffle ticket sheets, that would be $40. All you have to do is remember two numbers. And that's so much easier for you as the night goes on. So we've stolen that idea. I didn't even know until about a year ago that these things existed. So it's a really nice feature. But then we're taking it a step further with what we're calling or referring to as kind of a special raffle. And that is where the tickets come in from the games that we just talked about. So, as Ed just mentioned, if you play these games, there's a point value listed for each game, depending on your success rate with that game. No matter what you do, just by playing each one of the games, you're going to get a punch on your ticket for each game. So you'll get a minimum of 4 punches, which equates to 4 special raffle tickets for just playing the games. But you can get up to 12 punches, which results in 12 tickets, special raffle tickets that go specially for these high end items. And the only way you can have access to being able to get raffle tickets in those items is by playing the carnival games. So I think that's going to be a really cool feature for the night. And hopefully it's one that everybody really enjoys.
Yeah, I would definitely, if obviously I'm not going to be trying to win these prizes. That would look pretty shady if I was winning them. But yeah, if this was an event that I was attending, I would definitely be playing. I think this looks pretty cool. It's kind of giving you, it's luck, but it's also skill. So the more you win, the better your chances. So that part of it, I really like.
Yeah, it's a cool feature because everybody knows that you've been to you've been to those events where somebody buys $100 worth of raffle tickets to improve their odds on different things, and so they go out and they put all the stuff in, and then you're not surprised when they win 4 or 5 items at the end of the night. But the neat thing about this is the only way you can participate is by playing the games and to get these big prizes. So somebody's going to walk out with a 50-inch TV tomorrow night. or Saturday night. Somebody's going to walk away with a near $200 pair of Beats Pro Studio headphones because they played those games and their raffle ticket from those games was picked. You know, there's going to be a several $100, like he said, Michael Kors purse for the ladies out there, or the men who might like to be a little different, little, you know.
And who came to this event and they didn't bring their wives or girlfriends with them and are in the doghouse, it'd be pretty nice to take home to her.
Yeah, and as somebody else, I think it was Mars, even said to me, "Oh, Christmas is coming up too." I said, "Yep, that's something to think about when you're talking about every one of the raffle items, because aside from, and this is something I'm really proud of our own guys for, because aside from the special raffle prizes, even the general raffle prizes that we have set aside for this year, we have somewhere, and I've been told it's growing between now and Saturday night. I think we're going to have 3 or 4 more added to the list of the items, but we have somewhere in the vicinity of 45 to 50 raffle ticket items, excuse me, that will be available to you in varying dollar amounts, but several of the prizes are pretty amazing. And I'm really excited about the efforts that our guys from Beardenville, Northern Indiana have gone to get some of these prizes.
All right. Yeah, there's going to be some stuff that I think is really going to blow people's minds that it's there. We've got some, not just the worst tattoo categories available for a tattoo. We've got some gift certificates from tattoo shops that are going to be up for raffle. We've got a lot of stuff that is going to go into auction. I'd like to give a shout out right now to Mr. Von Knox for really taking care of us. For you guys, you patch whores out there, and you know who you are. Mr. Von Knox donated something very special. So I think when that comes up, and I don't want to say too much about it, only because I want someone that's there to win it. I don't want somebody doing some kind of crazy, hey, bid for me, I'm willing to do this. So we're not going to announce what it is yet. But for those patch collectors out there, Mr. Von Knox really, really hooked us up. So there's going to be some special stuff at this. We've got some special merch that's only going to be available at the event. We've teased it in our chat a bit, but you guys will get a first-hand look at it. And when it's gone, it's gone. So good luck. Get there early.
Yeah, we've got those. We've already mentioned we're going to have some baseball caps that are one-off. They're only being made specifically for this event, and I believe we have 20 of them, if I'm not mistaken. And once they're gone, they're gone. So if you don't get there early enough to grab one of those, sorry for your luck. We've got our first ever, could be considered a lapel or a hat pin, which is our scythes, and our new scythes from our X Factor. And that's going to be available first time ever, first come, first serve. And they will be made later, but you'll get the first chance to get them. And when they go to the general public on the website on a future order, they won't be the same price that they would be here. So some one-off stuff. There's some special one-of-one items that are going to be available either for auction and or raffle as well that you would definitely not want to miss out on.
Yeah, there's going to be some very cool stuff for the merch collectors out there. Like I said, there is something at this event for everyone. Again, it's family friendly. Bring the kids. Touching on that, it is family friendly. So if you're planning to enter the tattoo contest, keep in mind there may be children looking at you. So we need to keep it PG-13 at the least. So.
That's a good idea. All right. Well, Ed, if you can think of anything else, I'm going to go ahead and run down the judges after I let you go, because there's no need for you to have to sit through that unless you really want to be here for that, to comment on some of those guys.
I'm going to get another cigar and have a drink now that this is over. So, yeah, I'm good for it. One thing I will do, though, if you don't mind, and really since I have you hostage, you don't necessarily have a choice.
Well, I can mute you, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, you can mute me, but you'd have to turn the camera off. I'm just going to walk over, and we have somebody who made the trip up tonight. Some of you guys might know him. affectionately as Saint. So there's your cat from Southern Indiana, his lovely wife Heather, Paula. We got Seth sitting over there, and everybody else is upstairs getting a drink. So, but yeah, it was great.
All right. Well, I look forward to hanging back out with you again tomorrow. We've got a little trip to make tomorrow to go pick some people up.
Yeah, we do. We got some brothers from England coming in. So looking forward to seeing Rob and Bulldog tomorrow.
Yep. So we're going to be heading to the airport tomorrow to go grab those guys. But Ed, appreciate you taking the time with me, and enjoy the rest of the night over there. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good, bro. See you tomorrow.
All right. See you. All right. So that was that. I'm staying in the split screen right now because I want to bring in real quick some pictures of who our judges are for this year. And I just want to give a shout out to these guys that have decided to take part in what we're doing. And this is really exciting because we've got a couple of, I think everybody that we have lined up as a judge, except for one, has judged before. So our first judge, I'll give a shout out to, is Caitlin. Caitlin is a stylist and barber here in Northern Indiana. She's currently a manager of the shop that she's at. And this, to my knowledge, I think will be her first beard competition, an event like this. So big shout out to Caitlin for hanging out with us as well. It'll be a good time. Of course, third-time judge for us, a three-time judge for us here is Mr. Optimus Mendez from the BVC, from Beardville in Chicago. He has been a judge for us the last 2 years and coming back again. He just has a blast. He's not one of these guys that really enjoys competing, but boy, does he have a great time, and he adds a lot of fun and a lot of good knowledge and just a great judge for us. So Mr. Optimus Mendez is coming back for us as well. And then next up, first time judge for us, but he's done it before, and he is a multiple time winner of many different competitions. Mr. Robert Beaudry is coming out. He has a extremely long beard, full beard. Many people do not have a even partial beard this long, but a full beard, very thick, magnificent beard. Can't wait for everybody to ooh and ah over him as a judge this weekend as well. And then, of course, we have a longtime standing favorite of ours who's been here with us again for this will be 3 years. So when I say all, that's kind of weird, but he's back with us again. Third time with us, Mr. Mark, Mr. Lampshade. Mark Burns is coming in with us as well, and always super, super fun. This guy is he's a mountain of information. He's fun. People I've seen at competitions, I've seen people during the breaks pull him aside and say, hey, can you suggest or whatever? And if you've ever seen Mark at his, when he's just having a blast, man, it's a sight to behold. He's a bundle of energy. So Mark is coming back again for us. We're really grateful for Mark to be here as well. And then this year also, for the first time joining us, oh man, I'm excited about this guy because not only is he representing one of our sponsors for the weekend, Honest Amish, but Aaron Johnston's coming in with us as well, who is a world competitor. And I want to say, I forgot to look at his bio before I came in here, but I want to say he got second in the world with that massive and impressive goatee. He has won too many competitions for me to even think of, for me to even count. But yeah, such a good and what an ambassador, what an incredible ambassador to the bearding community in general. He has been. So I was fortunate enough to get on with his podcast earlier this week. So Talking Beards. So if you like bearded men, if you like anything related to beards, find on Facebook the Talking Beards and hit him up because he's done just an incredible amount of work supporting anything that is beards in the bearding community. He's also the architect of the beard calendar, which has been an incredible godsend for a lot of people that are always looking for events to go to. And Aaron has created this calendar of events that that he sticks with, and it's you go to it's just thebeardcalendar.com, I think, but just Google the Beard Calendar, and if there is an event that he's learned about anywhere, it's on this calendar. And you'd be surprised to find some small little beard competitions or charity events somewhere nearby you that you may not be aware of. And it's always a great resource to check out. So definitely check that out. But Aaron's coming first time as a judge for us. I know I've been to several competitions that he's judged as well, and always a very gracious judge, and a lot of great information there. So those are our judges. We have 5 judges this year. We're very excited about. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything that I've forgotten to mention. I would hope anybody that's listening to this thing that's thinking about coming, don't even think about it anymore. Just come. Come on over here in Northern Indiana. It's even more fun if you dress up. It's not required. I don't think, not even all of my own chapter guys are going to be dressed up. Some guys just don't want to do it. Some guys don't have something, and they're fine with it. It's okay. It's a working day for us anyway. But several of us will be dressed up in some sort of a fun costume, and I think that's part of the fun of the event is that to see adults, couples, even the imagination that some of the couples that show up and they dress as a couple has been a lot of fun over the years. We actually have had a couple of incidents where more than one couple actually dressed up as the same thing, which has been very fun to see their different takes on whatever that was, that the costume that they used. But seeing adults dress up and act like kids for the night, I mean, it's just a very, very fun thing to see. So we're going to be taking lots of pictures, sharing those things out on social media, just having a great time. But like I said, and Ed agreed as well. He kind of told you that, if you come to Return of Ezra Crow and you are bored, I have serious wonders about what you're up to and what you're doing, because everywhere you look, there's going to be something to see. As we briefly mentioned, our brother John is going to have he's going to be doing like a 30-minute magic show. He's actually a magician, a real life magician, and a good one at that. So he's going to be doing a magic show in addition to everything else that we've got going on. So at any one time during the day, if you want to participate and watch the Beard Comp, you can. If you don't, you can go play some games. Go have a drink. Go just chill and talk to people. You're going to be able to participate in the costume contest. The kids are so fun to watch with that as well. We never know year to year how many kids we're going to have, but that's great. So the kids are there as well. Then we have the tattoo contest going on. We have the raffles. It's going to be really fun to watch the people playing the different games, seeing how they do with those. Can't wait to see who takes home the top prizes in the special raffle tickets that we've got. It's just going to be an amazing time. And then, of course, it's all to raise money for Ronald McDonald House of Northern Indiana. We here in Indiana have 2 different Ronald McDonald houses, one in South Bend, Indiana, and the one over in Fort Wayne. And so one of the other things that we do with this event, and I'm going to make sure that I post this on the Heart of a Villain page, on the Heart of a Villain story page as well. Tomorrow I'll be posting this, but there is a one of the other little fun things that we do with this event. Of course, we raise the money and then we divvy out the monies to the Ron McDonald houses. But because this is a Halloween themed event, we found going into year 1 with this, we found that one of the things that is, aside from the sadness and the heartbreak that comes from having a child in the hospital, and one of the great things about what Ron McDonald houses do is they offer a resource. They offer a place to stay. They offer a bed. They offer a room, and basically what is essentially a house. It feels like a house or a fancy hotel for families to stay at while their child is in care at the hospital. And it allows the family to stay together. It allows the parents to not have to run back and forth from home to 30, 45 minutes, 2 hours away from the hospital. It allows them a place to stay. But also at the same time, you have to think about there's other family members that are there as well, other kids, siblings that might be there staying at the Ron McDonald house while they have a brother or sister that's in the hospital. And aside from the kids that are in the hospital, we have the people that are there, the family members, the parents, whatever. and they may miss out on a fun holiday event that they would normally have at home, which is Halloween and going trick-or-treating. And if you're like me here in the States, I know we do it up more than other countries do, but here in the States, trick-or-treat was a big deal as a kid. And if you can't do that, it's kind of sad. So one of the things that they do at Ronald McDonald House, they have a snack cart that they wheel around, and they do this year round, and it's available for them to pick snack items from that cart. But they also utilize things like that for doing trick or treat in house during Halloween. And we found that it would be a very cool way to do is to collect snack items, individually wrapped snack items, and give those to them as well to help them with that goal. So in addition to all the money that we're able to raise each year, we also bring with us, when we give the donation, a van load of collected food items that come from the people that show up for our event. And the last 2 years, I've been amazed at the generosity of people that have shown up with bags, like grocery sacks full of snack items. It could be Pop-Tarts, could be Little Debbie's, could be crackers, could be anything. But the generosity that people walk in the door with a bag, and to go through that stuff, it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of items that we end up donating in addition to the money. Such a fun time. And to see their faces at the employees at the Ronald McDonald House when we show up, it's been pretty funny to watch their reactions when they're like, "Oh my gosh, you have that much in your car for us?" That's always a fun time. But what I was going to say is that I'm gonna put on the Heart of a Villain page the Amazon wish list link. One of the things that we've done, we actually took this page from the Bearded Villain Chicago when BVC did something recently with the homeless outreach. They created an Amazon wish list for people that they wanted to donate. So to make it easier for people outside of Northern Indiana that can't come to the event, if they want to participate in helping us raise some stuff for the Ron McDonald houses, we've created a wish list where people can go onto the wish list and purchase some of the items, and then we will take those items when they arrive within 2 days. We take those items to the Ron McDonald House along with all the other stuff. So if you're interested in that, follow those links that'll be available tomorrow. I'd recommend trying to do that in the next couple of days if you want to, probably by Monday, because we always try to get the donations out by the following weekend. So that's how we do it. Well, guys, let me just give a quick shout out here to the other chapters that have some things going on right now. I know that there are some things going on that I don't know about. Unfortunately, nobody's told me about. But I want to give a shout out while I can to the events that we do have coming up. So let's do that real quick. All right. As we already mentioned once before, All Villains Eve, Desert Wind Harley Davidson in Mesa, Arizona. This is the wrestling event with everything else going on. Raffles, costume contests, face painting, all sorts of other stuff. And then the professional wrestling event starts at 6:30 in Mesa, Arizona. It's going to be an awesome, awesome event benefiting the Phoenix Children's Hospital Toy Drive. So if you're interested and you're anywhere near Mesa, Arizona for All Villains Eve, definitely go check that one out. The Mississippi Villains 7th anniversary. All ages are welcome. They have merch tables. They have a costume, or they have a raffle. They have it's a beard competition, all sorts of stuff. It's at Ground Zero Blues Club in Biloxi, Mississippi, this weekend as well. Go check out the Mississippi Villains 7th anniversary event as well. And then we've been talking about it here, the Northern Indiana Bearded Villains. That's right. We're having Return of Ezra Crow in Hobart, Indiana. Such an awesome time. It's going to be blessed. Costume contest, beard comp, tattoo contest, raffles, special raffles, prizes, games, all sorts of stuff going on here. Beards Away. Beards Away is in November. It's going to be here before you know it. You're going to turn your head and November is going to already be here. November 11th at the Bunker Brew Pub. Same place they've been doing it all along. Proceeds benefit Vets House Inc. That's your Virginia Villains doing Beards Away for 11/11/23. It's that one. Next up, we've got Villains Step Up. That's your boys at the Smoky Mountain chapter beard contest and charity event. It's in Seaverville, Tennessee, and it's on January 13th. So we're scrolling into next year. Also, don't forget, this was the last thing I had on my list for this right now. Don't forget about the World Meet. It's already been set for the first weekend in August of next year in New Orleans. Don't miss it. So they've already got a hotel blocked, ready to go for it. So from what I understand, you really want to be at that hotel. Just saying. So if you're interested in the World Meet 2024 in New Orleans, USA, New Orleans, Louisiana, in USA, come on over. I'm going to be there. I hope to see you all there. It's going to be a blast. I have never, strangely as it is, I've never been to New Orleans. I've driven through it, but never hung out. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys. Hey, you know what? I think that's going to wrap up. That's going to wrap it up. That's going to wrap up episode 196. Guys, I want to challenge you, as I do every week, to be the villain that the world needs you to be, because the heart of a villain never stops beating. You know, I say it all the time, guys, to remind you that it's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. But you know what else? It's not okay to settle on that. If you're not feeling okay, find someone to talk to. Don't just leave it at that and say that it's just okay. Because you got friends, you got family, people willing to talk to you, and they're ready to be there for you. Give them that chance. Guys, that's going to wrap up episode 196. I'll see you back here next week for episode 197. Wow. Hey, have a safe weekend. Have a great night, great weekend ahead. Until then, I'll see you next week. Take care. Stay safe.